Now it's up to you to revive the sunnah in your life. لا تخاف. Do not fear to implement the sunnah in your life. To teach your children what's right and what's wrong. Do not let the bullies of social media scare you, blackmail you. But be strong, stay steadfast, and teach your family the truth, the haqq. Do not be the ones who stand on Yawm al-Qiyamah and Allah will say subhanahu wa ta'ala, why did you not implement my law in your life? Why did you not implement the ayah? Why didn't you implement this verse? O people, save yourself. O believers, save yourselves and your family from the torment of the hellfire, which is fueled by men and stones. And do not be the one who Allah will tell that Muslim, enter and fuel the fire of the hellfire. Watch what comes, or be warned what rolls off our tongue. Very important. Some words destroy your amal, even though you pray and you fast and you give charity. اسمعوا ما قال سيدنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لأصحابه. فقال الحبيب صلى الله عليه وسلم: أتدرون ما المفلس؟ فقال الصحابة الكرام: المفلس فينا يا رسول الله من لا درهم له ولا متاع. فقال الحبيب صلى الله عليه وسلم: يا أصحابي المفلس إن المفلس من أمتي يأتي يوم القيامة بصلاة وصيام وزكاة ويأتي قد شتم هذا وقذف هذا وأكل مال هذا وسفك دم هذا وضرب هذا فيعطى هذا من حسناته وهذا من حسناته فإن فنيت حسناته قبل أن يقضى ما عليه أخذ من خطاياهم فطرحت عليه فطرح في النار. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to his companions, addressing them and saying, O my companions, do you know who the bankrupt ones are? They said, the bankrupt ones from amongst us, Ya Rasulullah, are the ones who have no wealth, no money, no mata', no house, no business, no land. For he said to them, giving them the reality of a bankrupt Muslim, he said, O my companions, the bankrupt one is who stands on the day of judgment and he has with him or with her Salat, the fara'id, the 5 daily prayers and so forth, Siyam, the fasting, Ramadan and Nawafil, and they have their zakat, charity, from giving charity for the sake of Allah, and as well paying their 2.5% from their accumulated wealth once a year. But at the same time, they have with them sins, and those sins are that he reviled this one, and he swore, he curses so and so, and he makes up lies. قذف هذا, it's form of قذف من الإثم, أو من الغيبة أو النميمة من الكذب. That the qadhf here is a form of tale-bearing, making up false stories about this person, about him or about her, just to defame them. And what's happening on social media? Allahu Akbar, may Allah save us. The shaitan within them has deceived them to the point that they will belittle their brother or their sister, even though they have to make up a story about them to belittle them. وَأَكَلَ مَالَ هَذَا, and he devours the wealth of the people, and he devours the wealth of the orphans. وَسَفَكَ دَمَ هَذَا, and he spilled blood. Could be from murder, could be from shooting someone, stabbing someone, bashing someone to the brink of death. And as well, he will hit people for no reason. And all this, he died or she died before repenting to Allah Azza wa Jal. For on that day, he will start to give away his good deeds, his salat, his siyam, his zakah. He will give this person from what he owes him, from the right that he took from him or her in this world. To the point that if his account of good deeds runs out, it's not finished there. Then the bad deeds of that person will be thrown in his credit, in his account, until he'll be thrown in the hellfire, or she will be thrown in the hellfire. Is that what we want? Is this what we want, my fellow brothers and my sisters? All our prayers go to waste. All our fasting goes to waste. All our charity goes to waste because of what? Al-lisan. And al-ghadab. The anger, the tongue. We are not taming them. كف عنك هذا أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم قال للصحابة كف عنك هذا. Save yourself from this. Tame it. Because it will be the cause for you to enter the hellfire, or it will be the cause for you to enter paradise. Tame it. Control your anger. Do not implement something from anger. The strong one, as the Prophet said, is not the one that always wins in wrestling, but he is the one that he knows he can do harm. He knows he can do damage, but he holds it. He tames it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Especially with your family members. Especially with the ones who are wicked in you. Especially with the wives. Especially with your children. Especially with the poor. Especially with the needy. Tame your tongue for the sake of Allah. Tame your actions from anger for the sake of Allah. Do not give in to Iblis. Do not give in to Shaitan. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين استغفر. Give us the strength and the inspiration to call upon you, Ya Allah, before it is too late. We seek Allah's protection from a day to come, and that day will not miss any creation, and that is the day of judgment. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he will go out in the third part of the night and he will call out, جاءت الراجفة تتبعها الرادفة جاء الموت بما فيه. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam goes out to the people in the third part of the night. And he will say, the coming of the blowing of the horn, the sounding of the trumpet is near, which will be followed by the second sounding of the horn. And then you will find yourself resurrected in front of Allah Azza wa Jal, facing judgment. For death has approached you and what it comprises. Death has come to the ones who do good and do bad. If death comes to you and you fear Allah and you tried your best to be a good Muslim, then Sayyidina Malik al-Maut, alayhi salam, the angel of death, will come to you in the most beautiful of appearances, in a most handsome form, in a form that if you see this disguise of Sayyidina Malik al-Maut, he will remind you of someone that you love, like your father and your grandfather. Sayyidina Ibrahim al-Khalil, when he asked the angel of death, Prophet Abraham, if you can see him in the form that he comes to, when he rips out the souls of the evil ones. So he said, Ya Ibrahim, la tutiq. Ya Ibrahim, or Abraham, you will not be able to handle this form. As if he's telling him, this form is not for you and the likes of you, Ya Ibrahim. This form is only for the evildoers. For he said, please let me see. For he asked Allah for permission, and Allah gave him permission. For he said, Ya Ibrahim, give me your back. And then when I tell you to face me, then do so. For he gave the angel of death his back. And doing so, he heard a rumbling noise and a bad stench he smelt. He turned around and he's saying the angel of death in a beast form. His head was hid in the clouds while his feet were placed on the earth. Black in color, horns protruding out of his head, 12 eyes with lightning bolts in them, faces of men on his chest, and out of their eyes and their nostrils were blazing flames. And blazing flames and fire were protruding out of the nose of the angel of death. And he was coming with a rumbling sound. For Sayyidina Ibrahim fainted, not handling his sight. And then when he came to, he said, let me see the appearance that you come to the pious ones. For he showed him an appearance of a handsome man, beautiful black hair, a beautiful pleasant smile, an inviting appearance that the father and the grandfather has. And this is what we want. Do not allow shaitan to deceive you. Do not allow shaitan to deceive you in this dunya. This dunya is finished.